Alright, today on the table I have the Delton Echo 316M. And the Bushmaster M4A3. Now they are AR-15s, so obviously you can get these in many different configurations. Both of them come with an A2 flash hider. This comes with an M4 style profile barrel, obviously because it's called the M4. Both have heat shields underneath their handguards. It's really cool, I like that a lot. Now I'm not saying the Bushmaster website is horrible or anything, but the Delton's website, far superior. Way easier to navigate, way easier to find any sort of information you're looking for. Both firearms do come with a PMag, exact same magazine. Some Bushmasters, and I mean this like the exact same make, model, and rifle, will come with a sling. Some of them won't. So there's really no consistency whether or not you're going to get a sling with your Bushmaster. The Deltons do not come with a sling. The upper and lower on the Delton, there is quite a bit of wiggling. It's about average for AR-15s though. The Bushmaster, tight. No wiggling at all. Now you do pay for that a little bit with how hard the takedown pin is to take out. I gotta actually use some sort of tool to get it. Bushmaster, you do get an M16 bolt carrier. The barrel and chamber is also chrome lined. Delton takedown pin, much easier to take out. Just do that with your finger. The bore and chamber is not chrome lined, and you do get a Cutaway AR-15 bolt carrier. Now with your Bushmaster M4A3, you do get a carrying handle. It has your range on here. It's really cool because you put it to the X mark, or Z mark, zero this at 25 yards, and then it's got ranges all the way out to 700. I like that a lot, because if you know how far away your target is, you can dial it in, and it'll be close enough to where you can get hits. The Delton does come with a very nice rear flip-up sight. This you would just pick a range, and then use holdovers. I do like the ability to dial in the range better. The lower receiver, the Bushmaster is a low shelf, lower receiver. I do like that better than the Delton because the Delton is a high shelf. If you're unfamiliar with that, I'll put a link and then you can just click on that and I go a little bit more in depth on that. Now, the buffer tube on the Bushmaster is longer than the Delton. The stock will extend out farther on the Bushmaster than it will on the Delton. They both collapse in though, same distance. The Bushmaster does have a pretty cool logo on their stock. Also on the receiver, I like the logo a lot. They even got one of those camera things you could take a picture of. The Delton logo isn't quite as cool looking, but you know, it's personal preference if you like that or not. So what your safety indicator looks like on the Bushmaster. Does look different than the Delton. I kind of like the Deltons better. You will see a price split of about $63 over the Bushmaster being $63 more. Now we did actually get the Delton on like a super ultra mega sale, so it was actually half the price of the Bushmaster instead of just $63 cheaper, but typically it'll be $63 cheaper. Bushmaster is heavier. I'm assuming a lot of that weight though comes from the carrying handle and the fact you get an M16 carrier. Both these rifles I think are excellent. no matter what you pick, I think you're good to go. Myself, though, I do prefer the Bushmaster better. I just like the way it looks better. I like the fact that there's no wiggling between the upper and lower. I like the fact that I can dial in the range. And at normal price at only $63 more, I'd just spend the 63 bucks. The finish between the upper and lower, looks excellent on both rifles. They match really, really nice. I love the coloration. Now the delta on the castle nut is staked in. The Bushmaster is not. But thank you for watching. Leave in the comments below which one you would pick and why. And don't forget to subscribe.
Jason in Pennsylvania, you're on the air. Go ahead.
This thing's airborne, has to be. It's already too late. We lost our chance. We should have napalmed it while it was still secure. Look at the quarantine zone. That thing was locked down tighter than Guantanamo Bay. How could it have gotten out? Now reports are popping up all over the place. We don't know if it's terrorist attack or maybe the government. Just like the mercury in the water.
Murdering scum. I want to get humanity awake. I want to get our forces up. And I want to bring these people to...
She's professor of anthro-sociology and women's studies at the University of Vice City. And her name is Michaela Krapitis. Michaela. Hi, welcome to K-Chat.
The only reason you want to napalm that part of the city is because it's predominantly black people that lives over there. You guys are just a bunch of trigger-happy, racist hillbilly. What if it was white privilege? You wouldn't be napalming it, would you now? No.
This is also confusing. Everything has two meanings.
Here's what we need to do. We need to send down scientists and doctors and cure this thing. We cured polio in 1952. There's no reason that this can't be a cakewalk for us. Hundreds of thousands of people died back then. We can save these people.
That doesn't sound like fun at all.
Journal entry, July 15th, 2017. Today was probably the last voyage my truck may ever make, or at least by me anyway. Anywhere even close to the Illinois border was closed off. I had no choice but to ditch the truck in between Edgerton and Milton and continue on foot. If I get the opportunity, I'm definitely going to come back for her. Journal entry, July 15th, 2017. I'm somewhere south of Delvan Lake. The towns just look eerily dead. I think everybody's just staying inside because of the shock of the whole incident and how quickly the outbreak is spreading. I'm gonna just spend the night here. As badly as I need to get to Illinois, I'm just not in a real big hurry to deal with infected. I've also had to change my supplies up slightly. I had planned on doing all my movement in the daytime, but the more I think about it, I think it would just be safer to do it at night. So I had to ditch the AR and the single action army. I decided to favor something with accessory rails. I went with a FNX 45 Tactical and a SCAR 17. I also decided a 308 would probably be a little bit more effective at killing them due to the fact that the target is so small. I'm hoping if my round don't hit the brainstem directly, it'll shove a piece of bone fragment or something through it. I also picked up a compass and a map because I highly doubt the GPSs are going to continue working for a very long time depending on how fast and how far this outbreak spreads. So what I have for supplies is a sleeping bag, 10 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of boxers, 4 16.9 fluid ounce bottles of water, 60 308 rounds, 60-45 ACP rounds, all my ammo's loaded in magazines, weapon mounted light, I got an M9 bayonet, honed to a razor's edge, backpack, and, well, no food. Piss poor planning on my part. Tomorrow at first daylight I'm going to scout out the Illinois border, wait till dark and try to make my crossing. Journal entry, July 16th, 2017, sometime shortly after midnight. I was camped out in the barn and the family from the farmhouse had spotted my light when I was writing in my journal. Definitely an issue I'm going to have to address. But they invited me in and fed me and gave me a rough idea of what's going on at the border. It's going to be a rough crossing. Added supplies, 3 cans of beef stew. This is all I can write. I'm falling asleep.